Hello everyone to a new video on this channel. It's the first round of the Elite series in the Race Spec eSports, and this is the third tier, where you can see that I've qualified in P6 with 103.2 if I remember correctly, but I had to invalidate the times with the latest lap was a 102.9, which would have put me in P2, but I will start from P6 in the first race here in Austria, where we will have a here in Race Spec a different calendar than the official one. But let's go to today's race, where the firelights are now coming on the Red Bull Ring, and the firelights are out for the Austrian Grand Prix, where I had a slightly better start than the Stone Towel, who was struggling with the traction, but the Renault on the outside had a good getaway, but was running too wide on turn 1, and I could take advantage. So I've taken a P5, and in front where Harry and Kish were running side by side with Kish. Oh, a bit too early onto the throttle. I put it on my ERS and my wristband, and it really worked out, because I had chosen for a lower drag setup, and it really worked out, especially in Austria. And you can also see how much effect it is, because on lap 2 you can see how powerful the slipstream really is, and without the DRS you could really see how powerful it really is. But passing was another thing in the rain, as Harry Ryan had a bit more downforce on his car, which in what way I think it, as he could brake later, or was taking more risks under the brakes, as here we are running side by side through pretty much the whole second sector of the circuit, and at the end he will be in front, as from here on he will use ERS to defend it. So I'll stick to P4, and Harry was putting on the hammer down to build a gap on me, which worked out. At the end of P7, Kish is back coming at me with braking later, but I put defending on the traction, and on the tractions I built a gap on him so he couldn't overtake me. We are starting now lap 12 with Kelly now onto the charts, and from this lap onwards he had found some really good pace in the Alpha Tauri, where on turn 3 he will stick it onto the inside, and I couldn't do a switch by Oracle back around the outside, but it was a nice block move from him, and he has taken P4 of me. We are now going to the next lap 13, where you can see that the tire is getting a thing now, as Harry is now going into the pits for his second set of inters, which is a bit too early to do on a if you're going onto a one stop. With rain conditions you should always go to the half that is an end pit, and then you will know that you'll go to the end. But on the end of lap 16 we'll have a virtual safety car for a McLaren that has crashed and or has retired into the pits. I had a really terrible pit entry, so I lost unnecessary time. So I put now on my second set of inters, and Hawk was getting held by his retiring teammate. And at the here on the straight, where Harry, who was on fresher tires, just came behind me when I rejoined the track again, so I'm up to P3, but Kelly in front of me has got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car, and he immediately did go into the pits to serve his drive-through, so I have been gifted a P2 in the race. We now go on to lap 27 and Harry Ryan pits for his third set of inters, so he is clearly going for a 2-stop today. We are now going to the end of lap 30 or half of the 30th lap of the race, where I have been shown the yellow warning for tire wear, and with 6 laps to go it's still a long way to go. And on the end of lap 31 Petuka pits for his third interset, and this would give me the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. So will we win the Austrian Grand Prix, or will Petuka with his gambling strategy still hold on for victory here in Austria? And you saw there a slight moment of tire conditions, and at this point in time you saw that the yellow warning was started in a quite serious warning. It's in the red, and at this point my tires were around 82%, and the final lap will be shown in full. Petuka has passed Finn Kelly. I struggle a bit with my English, and if you keep looking at the gap you will see it coming down every meter that we are driving in this race. So I have now my 20th lap on these tires, and Petuka was on his 5th lap, so there's 15 laps difference. And I was really praying for my rear tires to not get a puncture, otherwise it will be absolutely heartbreaking for me. And the gap is now just a bit more than a second. And it was a lot of sweatness, I can tell you, by the end of the last 5 laps of this race. But here he was in a second, but he needed one more lap, so I will win the first round here in Austria with only 8 tenths of a difference to Petuka, but he also had the 3-second tire penalty. This gave me a bit more a relaxing idea. So if he could pass me, then I needed to stay in the 3-second window. But Finn Kelly as the driver of the day really deserved. He was with Petuka the fastest driver in the rain. So, and I was really surprised that Petuka pitted, as I thought that he would go to the end, even though he had a big gap to us. But his gamble didn't pay off, and I will take the first 25 points of the season with Hulk in the P9. Got the fastest laps. So here are the results with myself in P1, Kelly in 2nd, Petuka P3, Harry Ryan in 4th, and Aiden in P5. And with only 13 drivers. This is the episode. I will see you by the next one. Goodbye.